The October 2023 Huntsville, Alabama real estate stats are in. Want a cool hat like this? Comment below and we'll pick a lucky winner out of that comments. And make sure you hit subscribe below as well to stay on top of all the latest Huntsville, Alabama real estate news. So today we'll cover the overall North Alabama market, but I also want to break down some of the major cities in the North Alabama area. Of course, we'll start with Huntsville. Huntsville really led the way in terms of price growth. We saw a 4.5% increase in terms of the average sales price year over year. This time last year was sitting at $374,000. We experienced a $17,000 increase all the way up to $391,000, which is incredible considering the higher interest rate environment that we've seen over these last 12 months. And so that's really impacted the affordability in the Huntsville area. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute, but higher prices and also higher interest rates have definitely impacted the affordability. It's also impacted the number of homes sold in this market. We had a 21.4% drop, 519 homes sold versus 630 homes sold this time last year. And of course, that is due to the higher prices and also higher interest rates, really the higher interest rates that we're seeing in this market. Bit of the good news, we've had a 14.5% increase in terms of the number of homes actively available in the market, which is coming from just a really weak supply that we had. We're still below what we'd like to see in the Huntsville market, but we are trending in the right direction. Another one of the big stories is the Athens market. The average sales price in Athens is now greater than the Huntsville sales market, coming in at $397,000 versus a $391,000 in Huntsville, which is a $6,000 difference. Also, the number of homes sold in the Athens area did not decline as much as the Huntsville area. There's only an 8% drop, 137 home sales versus 148, which really speaks to the effort that the city of Athens has put in terms of both infrastructure and also the school investment that they've made. There's just so many families that are wanting to live in a smaller town environment with good schools, good infrastructure, and a short commute to the Huntsville area. And Athens has really capitalized on that over the last year. Another big story is the Morgan County area. The Morgan County area continues to grow in this market as a lot of people are looking to find more affordable housing and make that commute into the Huntsville market. Of course, Morgan County and Decatur market has a lot of jobs available in those areas as well. Prices are up $4,000, $270 versus $274,000 this year, year over year, a $4,000 increase. There was a decline in sales, 102 versus 123, but the Morgan County market is staying very strong, and especially in that Priceville, Hartsville market, you're seeing a lot of new construction popping up in those areas to be able to meet this affordable housing demand. So we talked about in the Huntsville market, there was a big increase in terms of the number of homes available. Overall, new listings are relatively flat. We're looking at 1,243 listings versus 1,261 this time last year, a decrease of 1.4%. And quite frankly, again, we just don't have enough supply in this marketplace. We're looking at 3.3 months worth of supply versus 2.6 months worth of supply last year. We are trending in the right direction. Typically, you look for a balanced market being between 4 to 6 months. Anything north of that 6 months would be considered a buyer's market. Anything south of that would be considered a seller's market. So we are still technically in a seller's market, even though it doesn't feel like that coming from that extreme seller's market where we're having about 1 month's worth of supply for so many months there. But we are still in that seller's market, but definitely headed towards a balanced market. And I expect to see that balanced market over the next few months. Pending sales have also been relatively flat year over year. It was around this time last year that we saw the big drop as interest rates really started to increase around that kind of August, September, October timeframe of last year. So pendings are flat, about 893 versus 877 this time last year, which is up 1.8%. However, closed sales are down 16.1%. We're down below 1,000, which is 871 versus 1,038. So anytime we're south of that 1,000 homes sold in a month, that is definitely a slower month for this Huntsville market. Days on market are continuing to increase and get to a more normal level. This time last year, we were sitting at only 22 days, which was actually an increase from the previous year where they were even below that number, which was just record sales in terms of the velocity of home selling. We're now sitting at about 33 days on market on average. You really want to see that number closer to 45 or above to see kind of more of a balanced market. So we are trending in that direction. The other good trend as well in terms of seeing more balanced market is the percent of lists sold that's received on an offer. So right now we're sitting at 97.8% is the percent to list sell. This time last year was 98.8%. So what we like to see is about 97% to be considered more of a balanced market. You like to see that 3% concession to have the concessions and the motivation in the market for sellers to pay buyers closing costs and be able to attract a lot of those first-time home buyers into the marketplace where they can compete on an offer and also compete in the sense of they're already saving up for their down payment on their first home, getting some assistance on those closing costs to be able to get into home ownership as well. So another big stat for the Huntsville area to focus on is the Housing Affordability Index. So a quick refresher is a score of 100 on the Housing Affordability Index means the median household income can afford the median price range home. And unfortunately, we've been south of that 100 for over a year now. This time last year, we were 85. Now we're at a score of 80 due to the higher prices and the higher interest rates that we're seeing in this environment, which is a huge drop from even 2021 where we were a score of 134. And it wasn't but a few years ago that we were in the mid 100 ranges. And so Huntsville has taken a big hit in terms of affordability. And that's something that we're going to have to figure out as a local economy and city, because it's important to have affordable housing so that we have housing for school teachers and nurses and police officers so that they're not having to commute too far into the jobs here in the Huntsville area. So with interest rates starting to come down, housing affordability continue to stay down and prices increasing in the Huntsville market, we're going to be coming up with our 2024 real estate predictions. So stay tuned over the next couple of weeks. We'll be releasing those on what housing affordability will do, prices will do, and also interest rates in the overall Huntsville area market.